Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB FanDuel picks for Monday, May 22nd. Now we've got a 9-game slate on for this Monday. Before we get started, guys, if you follow me on Twitter or if you are in on my FanDuel lineup subscriptions, my FanDuel lineups have been killing it as of late. Hopefully I can give you guys some good fire picks today. I'll be honest, my DraftKings lineups haven't been as good as nearly as FanDuel. I definitely need to step up my DraftKings game, but my FanDuel lineups have been killing it lately. All of my subscribers who get my FanDuel lineups have been making a lot of money. They've really been telling me I've been helping them out. So hopefully I can give you guys some fire picks today. If you're not in on the lineup subscriptions, be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Send me a message on Twitter if you want to get in on the subscriptions. My lineups are $5 a day or $25 for a week of lineups. So be sure to follow me on Twitter if you are interested in that. My lineups have been really killing it lately. Hopefully I can give you guys some fire picks today. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting off the pitcher, I definitely think there are a couple ways that you can go here. I do like paying up for Zach Greinke today. He gets a really good matchup pitching at home against the White Sox. He is kind of expensive at $10,300, so I don't know if I'm going to be on him at that price tag. There's a guy that's a little bit cheaper that I'm really liking that I think has similar upside to Greinke. That's Michael Pineda at just $8,700, getting a matchup against the Royals. These teams just played about a week ago, and Pineda pitched against them. He didn't do that great, only had about 35 FanDuel points. I believe he pitched like 6 innings, had about 6 strikeouts. I'll be able to get the right thing when this pulls up. Yeah, these teams played on May 17th, which was a couple days ago. Pineda pitched 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, got 5 strikeouts, gave up 3 runs, but he got the win, got the quality start. He finished with 34 FanDuel points, which isn't great, but that's not bad either. But I like Pineda. I think he's going to do a lot better today. He's going to be pitching at home. Now, the Yankees ballpark is not a great ballpark for pitchers, but I just love Pineda. He's going to have the home crowd behind him today. I think he has good upside here. If you look at the split leaderboards versus right-handed pitchers, the Royals about league average when it comes to K rate versus righties. They rank 14th in strikeout rate with a 21.4% strikeout rate so far this year against right-handed pitchers. Their offense has not been good, though, against righties. They only have a 233 average against righties and a 292 WOBA, which isn't that great. So I do like Pineda today. Although the Royals, they're about average when it comes to strikeouts. I think Pineda, he definitely has close to double-digit K upside here. I think he has similar upside to Greinke. That's why I'm going to be going off of Greinke today and looking to Michael Pineda. I think Pineda could easily outscore Greinke. So I'm going to be taking the discount off of Greinke and going with Michael Pineda at $8,700. I think Pineda could easily outscore Greinke. I do like paying up for Greinke if you can, but I like going with the discount today. I think Pineda has similar upside. And then for my 4 hitters, starting off at first base, there's a guy that I really like here, probably one of my favorite plays on the slate. That's Chris Davis at $3,900, getting a match against Kyle Gibson. I love this spot for Chris Davis. He's going to be playing at home in Camden Yards. Baltimore's ballpark is a great hitter's park. Chris Davis is also getting a great matchup against Gibson, going up against the righty. Chris Davis, he crushes righties. He's going to be getting the platoon advantage. Now, Davis was off to a pretty slow start this year, but he has really picked it up lately. He's been swinging the bat pretty well. Davis has homered 4 times in his last 7 games, so he's really starting to swing a hot bat. I love Chris Davis today. I think he's going to be a first baseman that I'll try and pay up for. He's definitely one of my favorite plays today. Kyle Gibson has just been an absolute gas can this year. I think his ERA is over 8, which is terrible. So I love Chris Davis, love the Orioles as a stack today. They should definitely be able to get to Kyle Gibson. So Chris Davis, one of my favorite plays today at first base. You can go ahead and lock him in at $3,900. Second base, there's a value play that I like here. That's DJ LeMahieu, just $2,900, getting a pretty good matchup today against Jared Eichhoff. Now, the same thing goes with LeMahieu that I said with Davis. LeMahieu has also really started to pick it up as of late. In his last 3 games, he's put up 37, 15, and 34 FanDuel points. I love this spot for LeMahieu to keep this streak going. Getting a matchup against Jared Eichhoff. Eichhoff's not that great of a pitcher, and I love LeMahieu's price tag today at just $2,900. He's one guy that I'm going to be looking at today for value. I think he's too cheap. With that price tag, you plug him in your lineup. He gives you plenty of salary to pay up for better bats. So DJ LeMahieu is a guy that I'm going to be looking at today at second base for value at just $2,900. I think that price tag is a little bit too cheap. Then in outfield, there's 2 hitters that I'm going to be looking at here. First off, I really like David Peralta today, just $3,100, getting a match against Miguel Gonzalez. Peralta, he is also a guy that I think is just too cheap. He's been hitting the ball very well as of late. He's getting a great matchup today against Miguel Gonzalez. He's going to be getting the platoon advantage against Gonzalez. And David Peralta hits righties very well. He's also going to be playing at home today in Chase Field, which is a great hitter's park. So I really like David Peralta today as an outfield value play that you can target. I think he is too cheap on FanDuel at 3,100. If I'm looking for a value play outfield, he is definitely somebody that I'm going to be considering today, especially with that cheap price tag. He has been a little cold lately since he got injured, but coming off of his injury, he has been hot in his last 2 games, putting up 28 and 21 FanDuel points. I like him to keep his streak going today, getting the great matchup against Miguel Gonzalez. David Peralta is an outfield value play that I'm going to be looking at today at 3,100. Then my final play at outfield is Ender Inciarte at just 2,600. Inciarte, he's not getting that great of a matchup against Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is a very solid pitcher, but I love Inciarte's stolen base potential here. If you look at the leaderboards so far this year, when it comes to stolen bases allowed, Garrett Cole leads the MLB in stolen bases allowed with 9 stolen bases. So if Inciarte gets on base here, he's going to be running. If you look at his 2017 stats, he's already had 9 stolen bases this year, so Inciarte, he does have some speed. I think he is too cheap today at 2,600 with the upside that he has in this matchup. If he gets on base, I expect him to be running, so he is going to be an outfield value play that I'm targeting today. Especially on FanDuel, he is just way too cheap at 2,600. I know his DraftKings price is a little bit up there. I think it's like $4K, which isn't great. But on FanDuel, at just 2,600, I love Ender Inciarte today. Although Garrett Cole is definitely a solid pitcher, Inciarte is going to be getting the platoon advantage, and he has a ton of stolen base potential here. So I love Ender Inciarte today as a value play that you can target at outfield, especially just 2,600. I think that price tag is way too cheap. Alright guys, so these are my top 5 plays for tonight. I went with Michael Pineda, Chris Davis, DJ LeMahieu, David Peralta, and Ender Inciarte. Now I'm going to give you some other guys that you can roster at each position that I didn't mention in my top 5 plays. So other pitchers that I like today, like I said, I definitely think that you can pay up for Zach Greinke today. I'm probably not going to be trying to get up to him. I think I'm going to be taking the savings off of Greinke and going with Michael Pineda. I think Pineda definitely has similar upside to Greinke. He could easily outscore him. So I really like going off of Greinke today and going with Michael Pineda. But I do like Greinke. He does get a great matchup against the White Sox, so he is definitely in play. And then for all you that play on DraftKings, SP2s that I like today, there's only one SP2 that I really feel good about, and that's Jake Odorizzi. He's probably the SP2 that I'm going to be looking at on DraftKings. Catcher, if you want to pay up today, I definitely like Gary Sanchez and Alex Avila. And then if you need a value play at catcher, I like Chris Herman. First base, if you're paying up, like I said, I already like Chris Davis. I also like Joey Votto if you want to pay up at first base. And then for value at first base, I like Kenny Vargas and Josh Bell. Second base, if you're paying up at second base, I like Brian Dozier. At the mid-range at second base, I like Jason Kipnis. And then a value play I like is Cesar Hernandez. Third base, I don't think I'm going to be going for value here. There are a ton of good studs getting great matchups today at third base. I'll pull it up right quick. All these guys up top get great matchups. Chris Bryant, Jake Lamb, Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, Miguel Sano. I think all those guys are great plays today. You're definitely going to want to try and fit one of those guys in. So I don't think I'm going to be going for value. Jose Ramirez would be a value play that I would target, but like I said, I think you want to pay up at third base today. All these studs up top get great matchups. Shortstop, if you want to pay up, I like Francisco Lindor. If you need value at shortstop, I like Brandon Crawford and I like Freddie Galvis. Outfield, if you're going to pay up, I would just suggest you keep playing JD Martinez. JD Martinez has been absolutely crushing the ball until he cools off. He is going to be a guy that you want to consider. He's just been crushing the ball lately, so I'm going to keep riding that JD Martinez hot streak until he cools off. He's definitely going to be someone that I consider today. And then there is a ton of outfield value plays I'm liking. Besides the 2 guys that I gave in my top 5 plays, other outfield value plays I like Seth Smith, I like Scott Schebler, and I really like Cargo Gonzalez, especially on FanDuel. I know on DraftKings, Cargo's price is kind of up there. I think he's like 4.5K, but on FanDuel, Cargo's only like 2,900, so Cargo is probably going to be in all my FanDuel lineups today. You can definitely target him if you need value at outfield. And yeah, so those are some other picks that I like at each position. You guys can use those picks and use my top 5 plays. You guys can build a lineup out of that. I left you over 3,400 per player for all your remaining hitters. So you can definitely use my top 5 plays and use some picks that I gave, and you guys can build a lineup out of that. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to get my lineups, be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. If you look in the description, there is a link that you can click on. It will take you straight to my Twitter. Just give me a follow and message me on Twitter if you want to get my lineups. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter as well if you want to see how my lineups are doing. I will be posting on Twitter how my lineups do, even if I win or lose. I'm still going to show you guys the full lineup with all the plays that I was on for the night. So follow me on Twitter if you are interested in that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name. That'll notify you every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to do that, guys. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
We have so much in common. We argue all the time.